We've got a bunch of new features within QuoteIQ, and in this update video, I'm going to walk you guys through everything that's new, how to use it, and what can you expect going forward with QuoteIQ. If at any point in this video you guys are like, wow, this app is really cool, I want to try it out, you can try it with the first link in the comment section and the description. 14 days, absolutely free. So we're going to be going through the entire app within this video, all the new things, of course, that we've added in. So this is QuoteIQ's March 2026 update. 50 plus new features for home service contractors. I wouldn't say that it's exactly 50, but we're going to count them up in this video. So what's inside of this update? First and foremost, client portal is probably the biggest thing that we've added. One of the most exciting things for me personally. So I can't wait to show you guys what that looks like. We also have some visual estimates tweaks with our MapMeasure Pro feature. We've got AI and smart features, estimate and invoice tweaks, payment and checkout tweaks. We've actually brought a payment method that has been asked about a lot within the platform, especially as of late. So I can't wait to show you guys what that looks like. We're going to talk about calendar and scheduling tweaks. Our automation version 2, we've completely revamped all the automations within the app as well as all of the screens. We're going to take a look at that in this video. Sales pipelines, we've made this a much deeper feature. So if you guys are currently using or you're interested in sales pipelines, you're definitely going to want to stick around for that section of the video. We're also going to be talking through contacts, expenses, and time tracking. We made some improvements there. QuickBooks integration improvements, just app-wide improvements, as well as just some other updates that we're going to give you guys in this video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this one. The first thing I want to cover is our client portal. This is the single biggest addition to QuoteIQ in March 2026 update, and we're going to look at it. So first and foremost, you're going to get easy portal link sharing, so that way you're going to actually be able to share your customer portal with all of your customers, which we're going to take a look at. And you're also going to be able to manage service requests from this client portal. So the client portal reduces inbound calls, gives customers 24/7 access to their account, and positions your business as a professional and modern company, something your competitors using Jobber Housecall Pro will notice when their customers don't have the same experience. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into what the customer portal looks like. We have a screen down here in tools. I'm going to show you the second. Really where you're going to access the portal links is within your contact screen. So if we click in a specific contact here, we're going to be able to pull our portal link from every single contact within the top of the menu. So I'm going to click copy here. We're going to copy, open a new tab, and then I'm going to show you guys exactly what this new portal looks like. So we actually added a bunch of customization to these portals, just so that way you guys can have a bunch of, ways to customize. So you can customize colors within here. We're actually going to be pushing an update to allow you to block certain things from people. So if you don't want to show the estimates, you don't have to show the estimates. If you don't want to show the invoices, you don't have to show the invoices, and you can kind of pick and choose which things are being shown to the customers and which things are not. Also, we have variable links that you can add down here to the bottom. So it's not just, request a service. You can actually add a link to leave you a review down here at the bottom. You can add in custom links at the bottom. We can take a look at the settings page as well. But here you guys can see we have every estimate that we've created for this specific customer. They can then click into all these. They can actually sort these as well to see all the ones that were approved, declined, or pending. You can click into their invoices here. It's going to load in every single invoice that we've created for this customer as well. And it's also going to allow us to sort that outstanding, paid, and they can see all those right here as well. So appointments, this is going to show them every single time that they were added to the calendar. And as you guys can see, we've been very busy with Albert Einstein. We've done a lot of jobs for him. It's going to show all the past jobs as well as all of the upcoming events as well. And then we also have inspection forms, so that way they can see any inspection created for their property as well. Lastly, they have the ability to request service, so they can click in here. This is kind of like a contact form tab where they can write a description of the work needed, preferred date to get it done, as well as the service address and any additional notes for the specific job. And then they can submit that request to you, which if we jump back into the app here, this is what I was referring to when I told you guys that you had access to the client portal tab here at the bottom. So if we click this is going to show us all of our pending requests here. Albert Einstein has obviously sent us several requests that we need to take a look at. So if we click into one, we can see the customer name, the request details, and the timeline to get this done. We can accept this, we can decline this, we can delete this, we can convert it to the schedule, we can convert it to the estimate, or we can actually message this customer directly, all from within this one screen here. So this is how all of your client portal requests are going to come in. You also have a settings menu here. You can share your portal link with anybody. You can just search your customers. So if we searched for, let's see, am I in here? If we search for Justin here, we could, pick me out and send me something, or just generate my link here as well. You also can edit your portal appearance. So if you want to change sidebar background color, selected item background color, or selected item font, you can actually change those as well. And then at the bottom here, we have our custom menu links that we talked about earlier. So if you want to add a menu link, you could label this one as review, and then you would put in your reviewer URL, and then that would pop up within your customer portal right here at the bottom. That way they could leave you a review, or you can send them to any other place, like your InstaQuote, for example, if you wanted to do it that way. So settings menu, and then of course we have our activity. So you can see just any activity that's taking place within this client portal. So the client portal, one of the biggest features that we added in, that's why I wanted to cover it first. Let's go ahead and jump back over into here and see what we got next. Next, we have some visual estimate tweaks via MapMeasure Pro. So this is a new feature. We now have the ability to attach satellite measurements to your proposal. So as you guys know, within QuoteIQ, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is our ability to have a mapping tool within the app. Allows you to map out properties. However, one thing that you guys requested was the ability to add an image of what we mapped out and add it to the estimate. So if we just jump into a standard estimate here, let's see if we can get Albert Einstein's to work. We're going to jump in here, create this estimate for them. We'll come into a roof wash, and then we will measure the property out. It's then going to take us to Albert Einstein's property, where we could then go ahead and put our measurements down for this particular roof. Just for brevity, I'm not going to measure the whole roof exactly. We're going to take a shortcut here and just say that's the roof. Okay, now we've added a capture button, so you can capture a screenshot of this, and you can actually attach this directly onto the estimate. So if we come here and we say save to estimate, it's then going to obviously take that square footage. It's going to multiply it times our square foot price and give us our total here. And then we're going to go ahead and click next here. And if we scroll down within the photo section, we're actually going to see our photo right here. If we click proceed, it's then going to generate obviously what the estimate is going to look like. The biggest thing that we did here, though, is add in the ability to screen capture your measurements. So that way, if you want to include the property measurements onto your estimate, then you have the ability to do so utilizing this feature. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the next thing. The next thing is our AI and smart features. So first and foremost, we have AI smart import for contacts. So if you're switching from another CRM, you now have the ability to upload your existing CSV export from Job or Housecall Pro, ServiceTitan, or any other platform. QuoteIQ's AI intelligently maps and imports your contacts or services automatically. No manual column matching, no data cleanup. AI handles the translation between different CRM formats, easily sending over and converting all of your contacts from one software to another. So that's super cool. We're actually building out this AI import to import anything. So that way you can import invoices, you can import estimates, you can import services, pretty much anything you want to import, the AI will be able to do it for you, given enough time for us to continue to build it out. But contacts and services are working very seamlessly as of right now. We also added the ability to import from your device contacts. So you can't do it on the web, obviously, because this isn't connected to a phone, but you go to your contact screen within your phone. It gives you the ability to import contacts, and you can select specific contacts directly from your phone and import those now. So that's something new that we added in. Ask AI expanded. We have 30 new actions. The Ask AI Assistant in QuoteIQ now covers 30 actions: creating estimates, scheduling jobs, sending messages, running batch operations, and more. Full documentation has been added inside of the app, so that way you can see everything Ask AI can handle now. So if you guys jump into our AI Autopilot feature, yeah, there's just more things that you can ask it now. We're constantly updating this, constantly evolving this to make it as good as it can possibly be. So if you want to ask it to create an estimate, you can. If you wanted to ask it to change your schedule, if you want to ask it what's on your schedule, if you want to ask it, you know, what are my unpaid invoices, and let's send a text to every single person and you know, just let them know that they need to pay their invoice. Those are things that you can do using our AI Autopilot, and so we're constantly making that better. We're also going to have the ability to measure roofs using Google API that's going to allow us to auto measure roofs, at least get you a little bit closer than having to individually measure them out. That's coming. It's not currently in the app though, so stay tuned for next update. Hopefully we'll have that done as well. Let's talk about estimates and invoices and what's changed with those. First and foremost, we have custom document labels. Now you can rename your estimates company-wide, so you can choose between estimate, proposal, or quote. So if you don't like sending, you know, something called an estimate, you can change it to a quote or a proposal. Whatever you want to do, you can now edit that within the settings menu, and it's going to update everywhere. So it's going to update on PDFs, custom pages, and headers as well. We also added the ability to hide line item pricing. So some people didn't want to show specific line items. You now have the ability to either not show any line items or not show specific line items. You can now turn those things on and off when you're creating your estimates. We also gave the ability to convert a normal estimate into a subscription estimate. So if you guys come into your estimate screen here, you should be able to click in from this tab and then convert this into a subscription. So any estimate can be converted into a subscription. So let's say you do a one-off job for somebody and they're like, hey, I want you to come back and out and do this again for me every 6 months. Now you can convert it into a subscription estimate, charge them on a 6-month basis, and set it up within your calendar. So another cool thing that we added in there. We also gave collapsible sections within our estimate screens, just updating those. We want to make sure that everything within the app in terms of all the visuals always look as good as it can possibly be. The next big thing we did was adding new payment methods. So we now added an ACH payment method. So you guys can now be paid via ACH within the app. If you guys want to toggle this on for your company, all you have to do is go into the settings menu, which you guys can do over here. We'll click on all settings. We're going to come into QuoteIQ payments. You have the ability to turn on and off tips on invoices. If you didn't know, you can do that within this screen. But you also now have the ability to accept ACH bank payments as well. All you got to do is toggle that on or off. And when this is toggled on or off, when the customer goes to pay an invoice, I'll actually show you what that looks like here. So let's come back. We're going to go into our invoices section. We will go ahead and pull a link for one of these. So copy link. And so obviously this is how our invoice screen looks here. Now when the customer clicks pay, this is where things change a little bit. They can obviously put a signature in. We're going to click proceed. Once they proceed, it's then going to bring up the complete payment. So now you have the ability to either process a credit card payment, or you have the ability to process a ACH payment via, a bank account. So they can do either option as long as you have that turned on within your settings menu. So cool thing. A lot of people were asking about ACH. It is now within the app. Or next, let's get into calendar and scheduling tweaks. I'm excited about a couple of these. First and foremost, multi-day job scheduling. I'm really excited about this one because it's something that obviously we had it before, but it was listed and labeled as recurring. So we tweaked the way multi-day events look. So now there's a differentiator between multi-day events and one-off events, but we also tweaked the way that you set them up. So if we schedule Albert Einstein on this job, you now can pick a start date, which we will select here, which would be today. And then we can also pick an end date, which would be on the 25th. And if you guys missed previous videos where I talked through things that we've tweaked and changed, you now actually have a visual on the schedule, all of your employees, and that way you can kind of click through and see what's available in terms of days you can schedule on. But this is how it looks now to do start and end dates, and it also has a different view on the calendar. So hopefully now this works better for you guys who are doing longer projects. We've also added in a schedule later option. So this allows you to create a job with all the details but no date. You can assign the date whenever you're ready without blocking up your calendar in the meantime. This is something that we got a lot of. People were like, hey, I have to schedule a bunch of jobs, but I don't necessarily want to commit them to a time right now because I want to sort them based upon drive time, things of that nature. So what we did is we gave you guys the ability to kind of put jobs in purgatory, if you will. So if we schedule this job, let's say that today is the start day, end day is same day, and then we can actually mark on here that we want to schedule this one later. It's then going to put it into a purgatory that's going to allow us to sort it later, if you will. So we'll click confirm on the schedule, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at this. So if we jump into the calendar here, if we look at today, that's what it looks like. But if we click in here, we can actually click on schedule later. And as you guys can see, we have about 5 jobs that need to be scheduled later. So we then could click into one and we could say, okay, great. Now we know kind of when we want to schedule this. So we can click out and then set our time and then boom, just like that. So you now have the ability to have a schedule later section within your days. We also changed up the action button. As you guys remember, we were starting to stack a lot of different actions within here. So we created one button, which now allows you to access route optimization, employee timeline, schedule later, as well as export schedule and mass invoicing, which mass invoicing we've covered in a previous video, but we've added it into the calendar now. I'm going to show you guys that here in just a second. Next, another request that we got from you guys was having the ability to have a completed job indicator. So when jobs are marked as done, they display a green border dialog pattern and a done badge directly on the calendar. So that way you can see the progress at a glance. So if we jump back into the calendar here, I'll actually show you guys what this looks like. So this job for Albert Einstein that we're supposed to do at 12:10 today, let's just say that this job was completed. Let's go ahead and mark it as done. Boom, mark as done. It's then going to be changed on the calendar to have, a bit of a different overlay where it's kind of got lines over it, and it's also got a done moniker here as well. So we wanted to give you guys the ability to see jobs that were already done. This was something that was requested before, and now it is in here. So thank you guys so much for your feedback. As always, suggest a feature within here. If you guys have great suggestions, we will build them into the app We always appreciate hearing you guys and implementing your feedback. A little bit of a smaller tweak, drag and drop recurring events. You now have the ability to drag and drop individual occurrences of recurring schedules to reschedule just that one occurrence without affecting the rest of the series. So something important to note. And if you guys didn't know, our calendar is drag and drop. So if you wanted to take a job like this one, drag it to tomorrow, you can easily do that just like that. You can also click into here and actually rearrange this just on dragging as well. So if you want to move Albert Einstein up, we can do that as well. So convenient and cool way that you guys can manage your schedule via the calendar. We're always just trying to make it better. Next, let's get into our new automation engine. So automations have received a ground up rebuild in QuoteIQ March 2026 update. The new V2 engine runs on a dedicated cloud task pipeline, which is fancy words for we know a lot about development. I'm just kidding. This basically means automations fire on time and do not duplicate. So this solves two of the biggest reliability issues contractors have reported with the previous system. So the new automation dashboard, let's go ahead and take a look at that now so I can show you guys exactly what that looks like. If you come into your marketing here, we come into automation campaigns, you guys will see that we gave this whole section a facelift. So now in terms of your campaigns, you can see how many active templates you have, which you can click in and actually go in and edit these templates. These templates operate and fire off of a bunch of different actions within the app. So this is all the types. We have estimate created templates, estimate scheduled templates, we have estimate decline templates. Basically, any kind of action that happens within the app, you guys can preset some different automations to fire off as a result of those actions. So if we click back into that dashboard, we can see the pending sends that we have to go. We can see how many we've sent in the past 7 days, which is 138 on this specific account. And we can actually see how many of those failed. So if we clicked into the failed here, we can see the history, and this allows us to know if it failed, and if it did, we can actually retry it as well. Now, they could fail for a number of reasons. Some might be, maybe the email isn't set correctly, or maybe it just failed during the process of, sending. But now you have a lot more clarity on the history, what's going on, as well as the queue, what's coming up in terms of being sent, and just a much easier way to kind of navigate our automations with this new build out that we just did. So we also have an automation queue, which you guys looked at, kind of showing what's coming up. Email group and search. So email automation sequences can now be grouped and searched and filtered, making it easier to manage large template libraries. We have a template variable picker, so you can insert dynamic fields like customer name, job date, and invoice total into templates without typing variable codes manually. And these are obviously going to, when they send to the customer, show the variables to them how they're supposed to be. So the rebuilt automations in QuoteIQ March 2026 update mean you can trust your follow-up sequences, appointment reminders, invoice notifications, and review requests to go out exactly when they should every single time. And like we said, now you have the ability to actually go in here, see a history, see a queue, see your templates, visibility on everything, making sure everything is working properly, and it's just a good way to go in terms of our automations. All right, this next feature I'm really excited about, sales pipelines. First and foremost, it got a redesign, so it got a bit of a facelift. We're gonna jump in here. So if we jump into tools, we can jump into pipelines here. It looks a lot better in my personal opinion. So as you guys know, we recently built pipelines probably a couple months back, and pipelines are really cool because it's a custom way for you to build workflows within your business. So obviously we have our estimate workflow here where you guys can sort between open, accepted, scheduled, declined, paid, archived. Same thing we built within our invoices as well, just because it makes it a lot easier to sort and see, right? We could see how much pending invoices we have. We could see our subscription invoices, and we could see our paid. So we wanted to make sure pipelines gave you the ability to kind of customize the flow that you wanted. So within here, you can do, a bunch of variations. You could do job pipelines, you could do customer pipelines, customer journey pipelines, all kind of different stuff to kind of track the progress of different things within your company. So this got a facelift first and foremost, but that's not all. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have multi-assignee support now. So deals can now be assigned to multiple team members simultaneously. Select all relevant employees from a searchable dialog right from the deal preview, which is useful for larger jobs where sales handoff involves more than just one person. So this is cool. If we click into any one of these pipelines now, you're going to get a summary of what this pipeline looks like, but this is where it gets a lot better, and this was the new thing that we added. If you click into the work tab here, you now can see a preview of the customer, link a customer, show name, so you can actually link a specific customer into this pipeline. Attachments within here, so you can attach PDFs, media, videos, as well as pictures. We have tasks within here. We also have employee communications in here. We have employees, so we can actually assign employees directly into this specific job. So let's say that we run a sales team. This customer comes in. We want to go ahead and assign this to bigdog75@gmail.com. We can assign it to him, and then we actually can have employees communicate directly within this pipeline feature, which you can see right here. And then we can assign tasks to these specific employees within this specific pipeline. And then we can also have internal notes and reminders directly from within one pipeline. So if you want to run your whole business like this, you could. This is just one example of how we do our pipelines: new lead, appointment scheduled, quote sent, negotiation, one lost. Okay, so for example, like I said, if you have a salesperson, you could take this Patrick Mahomes full exterior clean, right, as a new lead, and we can say, hey, we're gonna assign this one to Big Dog, and then like you give Big Dog tasks within here. You can see Big Dog communicate with us specifically about this Patrick Mahomes deal, and we can kind of move it along. And as we move it along, we can assign it to different customers. So the biggest thing is we added in the ability to have a lot more customization and a lot more documentation within our pipelines feature, utilizing this new workflow within here. So I'm really excited about the new sales pipelines. Obviously, it's going to open the door for you guys to do a lot more within there. We actually built this because a user came to me and said that HubSpot had a pipeline feature that cost $1,300 a month, and they actually limited the amount of pipelines that you can make within there. Within our pipeline feature, you can have as many pipelines as you want, as many flows as you want, whatever you want. And if you guys have any more suggestions on how we can make this feature better, please let me know. Let's get into the next thing here. The next thing is contacts, expenses, and time tracking. First and foremost, schedule analytics on customer profiles. The customer profile now includes a schedule tab showing total schedule value, upcoming, pending, completed job counts, and the next schedule event with full details. This gives you a complete picture of each customer's activity and value without ever leaving the profile. So once again, let's go ahead and go into our favorite contact here, Albert Einstein, and let's take a look here. So if we scroll over here, we should be able to see schedule. So if we click into schedules, we're going to have schedule overview. So we have the total amount that we're going to make from this customer from the scheduled jobs that we have. Completed jobs 1, pending jobs 14, upcoming is 2. And if we click view data, obviously it's going to show us more data on this. So one thing we wanted to be really good about is giving you guys everything under the contact. So recently, we've added in the ability to add attachments. We've added in all of these different ways to see everything that you've ever done with this contact and data on that and analytics on that. We've also added in the customer portal that we took a look at earlier. And then we're also going to be adding card on file. That's probably going to be coming in our next update video. So we want to make sure that you guys have everything that you need underneath these contacts, so that way you're able to communicate as good as possible. Next thing we did was employee notification settings. When creating or editing a team member, you can now configure their notification preferences from the same screen without overwriting their existing settings. Good thing to have. Expense search filter and CSV report. We've got break tracking and time entries. Employees time tracking now records break counts and durations, so that way you guys can stay on top of how long employees are taking breaks for. And then we also redesigned packages and price book. So the packages section in QuoteIQ has been rebuilt to match the modern services UI. So if you didn't know, we actually have good, better, best pricing utilizing packages here. So basic, super package, ultimate package. You guys can edit these and make them however you want. But we've gone through and basically edited some of these screens, just made them look a little bit better, giving you the ability to kind of edit and customize this as well. Next, let's get into our QuickBooks integration. We have smarter customer sync, auto sync, missing customers, as well as duplicate sync prevention. So we're constantly working to make QuickBooks sync as good as we possibly can. QuickBooks is a bit hard to work with because they're pretty much like a dinosaur, but we still try to make it work in every way that we can. So lastly, we have some app-wide improvements, nothing really huge or crushing there. QuoteIQ pricing is the same. We've gone over our new pricing. So basically, this is everything within the new update of QuoteIQ. If at any point in this video you guys are like, wow, I really like QuoteIQ, I want to try it out, you can try it with the first link in the comment section description. Second link is going to be to book a demo with our team. So definitely jump on that, book a demo with us. But yeah, super excited to bring you guys all the new updates, all the new features. Everything that makes QuoteIQ the best is what we want to continue to do. And if you guys have any suggestions for me, please let me know down below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this update and what features that you're looking forward to and what features we should build next. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Justin, First Self-Employed. Till next time, I'll hard get that money, baby. Peace.